business sector, some companies being forced to make the tough decisions to let valuable staff members go.
You know, I can tell you as a small business owner, that is the single hardest thing you ever have to do is to let go of staff. Not only are they people that you've invested an enormous amount of time and money in, but they're your friends. You know them, you know their family.
In a small business, they're like your family, aren't they?
They really are like your family. So it's a great pleasure to invite HR coach along tonight. They're going to have launched a new initiative called Just One Job, aimed at helping small businesses avoid making staff redundant. Louise Broekman from HR Coach joins us in the studio to tell us more tonight. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Matthew.
So, based on your research, this initiative has identified three major alternatives for businesses instead of making staff redundant. Run us through them. What are they?
It's very difficult actually looking at redundancy, so to look at alternatives to that is very good for a business owner to do, and they'd be willing to do it as well. Now, our research shows there are three key alternatives to redundancies that should be looked at first. The first one is looking at sustaining jobs, then looking at innovating jobs, and then, interestingly enough, creating jobs as the third.
I can't wait to hear about creating, but let's go to the first of those for a second, sustain. How can you sustain? What are the practical ways that we can do right now to sustain jobs?
Well, to sustain jobs, it's important to have a sustainable business, so the two have to work hand in hand. And what you said about being practical is also very important. There are two key issues that need to be resolved. First of all, being practical in regards to quality, making sure there's good quality work that's being done, address those issues about that quality, and look at the quality of decision making. Now, once that's been resolved and you're looking at excess labour, how do you actually manage that? So excess labour can be managed through reduction of hours rather than reduction of jobs. So flexibility of the work environment, job sharing, evaluating rostering, evaluating leave. They're all options that a business owner can look at.
Okay. How can having staff take some leave, though, play part in keeping it sustainable?
Yeah, it is a short-term strategy for a business owner to take. And when you're looking at how do we buy time to actually ride this period out or look at is this a seasonal bump, it is a good way to do that. There are many alternatives. It's really important to be able to talk with staff about what is appropriate for them as well. Options could include leave without pay. The current climate is perfect for actually looking at upskilling, so taking leave for study, and also maybe looking at alternatives of taking additional leave in lieu of wage increases. But it is important that it's legal, so get really good expert advice, as well as negotiate it with the employees as well.
Okay. The second area for focus to avoid redundancies is to innovate the jobs. Tell me more about that.
Well, unexpected changes in the market lead automatically through to innovation in the workplace because we didn't expect it. You think, wow, what are we going to do now? So it's not all doom and gloom, Matthew. So I think it's important to look at what are the opportunities that this change actually represents. Opportunities for increased cash flow, increased revenue opportunities, alternative revenue streams, or alternative uses of resources internally. So employers and employees can work together. But employers or business owners can work with other business owners as well. So looking at business exchange programs, looking at initiatives across an industry or even a region or a supply chain, and look at actually the business models that occur within those particular groups.
Okay. You mentioned creating jobs. In the current environment, how can businesses go about this?
If we're focusing on innovation, creation of jobs isn't automatically flow on from that. So just imagine if a business works on innovation by using the expertise inside their business. If they're maximising the knowledge workers that they have on the value that they have, a business then is able to maximise their return on their investment on that employee, but also then delegate the lower value tasks to other employees. Now that has an on-flow effect for apprenticeships, traineeships, and also the development of future leaders and the leadership pipeline in that business long term.
Now, given all these options, how can small business owners work out which ones are right for them?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, and that's one of the reasons why we developed the Just One Job initiative, because that enables business owners to be guided through what are my options in my business. How do I talk this through and work this through with my people with regards to sustaining jobs, innovating jobs and creating jobs. Guide through the process, evaluate the business today, investigate what are our options and look at the problem solving around what you're investigating, and then having a very good implementation program sitting behind it.
Okay, some of these changes are very significant, and we've already seen a lot of employees are quite nervous at the moment. How should they be conveyed to the employees?
Yeah, with a lot of care. Yeah, a lot of care for both the employer and the employees. Communicating it right up front is very important. The Just One Job initiative is designed so that employees are involved with it from day one, so they understand the intent is about protecting jobs. So therefore we have to protect the business at the same time, and they go through a process together, the employer and the employee. So it's communicated clearly and concisely, and employees know where they stand. That's very important for them to be able to maintain their confidence.
Does that mean they get some input into it as well?
Absolutely, it's really important. Yeah, so their confidence is actually encouraged. If you're confident in being able to say, I want your ideas, then employees will be in turn confident about you and your business and will want to stay.
Okay. Share with us your key tips on successfully implementing this. What are the key things we should look for?
Okay, if we're looking at it from an employer point of view, have a good plan in place. Be confident and be positive. The state of mind is really important, and that has an on-flow effect for employee confidence. So if they see that you're not confident, then they won't be confident, and because you don't want your staff to leave when you need them the most.
Absolutely. Well, those ones, in fact, the ones that are left are potentially even more relied upon than they were a minute ago.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you don't want to cut into that muscle. You want to be able to make sure the core of your business is very strong. The other thing for an employer to do too is to give permission. So give permission that I want to hear your ideas, and your ideas are very important because the smallest thing can be a big key in regards to making a difference to the future of that business.
Okay. Where can the viewers find out more information about the Just One Job initiative?
Well, we have 44 offices Australia-wide, so they can get in contact with one of our local HR coaches or contact us via our website.
Okay. All right. What's the website address?
www.hrcoach.com.au.
Excellent. All right. I hope I can keep you here for another minute. We have a viewer question tonight I'm looking for you to help us with.
Yep.
Jill from Perth has written in, and she asked, I have worked long and hard to develop a good morale amongst my employees, but now I need to cut working hours to control costs. How can I ensure I keep up confidence among staff? I'm sure that's something that many businesses are facing at the moment. What's your tips?
Yes, it can be quite distressing for the business owner, and Jill, it's great to hear that you're not Jill, but Jill, it's great to hear. It's great to hear that that you've invested so much time into your employees in the past, and it's distressing to see a shift in that relationship. You don't want to lose them though, even though you've cut them back. So make sure you maintain your own confidence, get them involved, get involved in a Just One Job initiative in your own workplace so that they have feedback, keep them up to date with what's going on inside your business as well, because you don't want them to leave.
Does that mean sharing with them things like financial information and about the business's performance?
Well, it depends. It's got to be fit for purpose. So it depends on what the state of the business and what you've shared with them before as well. So be consistent with what you're doing and the information that you're sharing.
All right, Louise, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.